Okay guys, welcome to the next video on my channel. Now, in the last video that I uploaded, the gym video, I was talking about doing a mini series on the things that we can implement in our lives in order to replace bad habits, addictions with good habits. And the first one obviously was me talking about the gym, talking about sports and working out. And this one is going to be about sleep. Now, before we get into it, don't worry about me being all dressed up. It's just that I'm going to go to a dinner in a couple of minutes. I'm actually about to head out in like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm going to meet with a couple of friends of mine. And obviously, you do dress up for your boys because they deserve seeing you dressed up. But anyways, that's that. Let's get into it. So, working out is good. Everybody agrees on that, but probably the most important part of your life that you can make instant improvements to is your sleep rhythm and the way that you do sleep. Because you see, sleep makes up about 1/3 of our entire lifetime. And I would say that it is absolutely our responsibility to make sure that we spend this time well, that we take care of how we sleep, of our sleeping habits. And therefore, sleep is probably the single most important thing that we can focus on in order to improve our entire situation. Because obviously sleep gives you what your body and what your mind desperately needs, and that would be rest and recharging so that you may wake up the next day being full of energies and ready to go and attack your day and tackle all of the things that you've set out for the day, that you've planned out for the day. So this is basically why sleep is important for you. Now let me just give you a brief overlook at my personal experience with sleep. I mean, obviously all of us have been sleeping for our entire life, and so did I. I'm not different from you guys. I sleep as well, and I like to sleep. But for the first 18 years of my life, maybe even more, for the last 20 years basically, sleep was just there. I never really paid too much attention to it. I just slept when I was tired, and I got up when I had to get up, basically, when I had to go to school and so on. But during that time, sleep was never important to me. I never really paid much attention to what I actually did. I just closed my eyes and slept. But the problem was that for years, especially in school, it was incredibly hard for me to focus, to concentrate for more than, let's say, 10 minutes straight. And there have been so many different ideas on why that could have been, but nobody ever questioned my sleep. And I think this is why sleep is so important, and it's just overlooked in general, because I have by now been fixing my sleep, and I'm actively still trying to fix it, because of course I'm nowhere near to the level of good sleep and good sleep rhythm as I would want to be, but I definitely improved it over the years, over the last couple of years, absolutely. Because I remember back in the last years of school, I had like 4 hours of sleep. I was just awake, indulging in just bad habits. And of course, this wasn't good for my sleep, and no question, and absolutely no wonder, no one wonders now, and I at least don't wonder now, why it was so hard for me to concentrate, to focus. It's just simply because my mind never was given the chance to recover, to rest. My body was never given the chance to get enough sleep. My body would run on 5 hours of sleep in average, and these 5 hours weren't good hours of sleep because, of course, I indulged in bad activities before going to bed. For example, just constantly scrolling on social media or watching series, of course, watching porn, watching TV, you name it. I just indulged into bad habits, and these bad habits, of course, preoccupy your mind. So when you turn off your phone, your mind doesn't immediately turn off. Your mind is still extremely stimulated by what it just was put in front of, or by what it just had to look at, right? So it takes your mind at least half an hour to calm down after you've stopped watching TV, after you stopped scrolling on social media, whatever, you name it. It takes your mind longer than that. So to think that, well, I'm turning off my phone now and I'm going to sleep immediately, no, it doesn't work that way. Your body takes time to get into the true deeper layers of sleep, to really, really get the sleep that you want to get, because your mind is still working and working and working and working. And that's probably the biggest issue there is. It's not really that people don't get enough sleep, it's that people go to sleep in a bad way, and that's, in my opinion, even worse. They wake up and immediately they look at their phone. You do not have to look at your phone, or at least it doesn't have to be the first thing that you do after you've got out of bed, or even still being in bed. It's not that important. It is not that important. What is important is that you get out of bed, you move your body, you just wash your face and just get going, and then when you're dressed, when you're ready, when you're done, that's when you can take a look at your phone. Now, of course, people will come to me and say, yeah, well, but I've got my alarm set on my phone. Sure, I understand that, but that does not mean it, because look, once you've turned off that alarm, just put your phone aside and focus on other things first. Now, why would you do that? Because it's so simple, actually. It's so fucking simple. You wake up and your mind had some rest, and the first thing you do is you bombard it again immediately. Do you really think that's intelligent? Do you really think that's healthy for your mind? No, of course not, because your mind also, just like your body too, needs time to get going, to get moving. And that's why you should pay attention to what you do before you go to bed and after you go to bed. So actually, given that we are at that point already, let's just briefly talk about how long you should sleep. The science on sleep basically agrees to the fact that you should try to get, and you should not try, you have to get in between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single day. Now, 7 or 9 hours of sleep does not mean I close my eyes at midnight and I wake up at 7. That's not 7 hours of sleep. That's like 6.5, 6 hours of sleep. Because again, it takes your body and mind. It just takes time for them to shut down, to calm down. And that's why you should probably, if you're thinking about getting like 7.5 hours of sleep or 7 hours of sleep, you should always pay attention to the fact that you have to be in bed about half an hour before you actually want to sleep. And in this half an hour, you do nothing. You already turn off the lights, put away your phone, and you just lay there and let your body fall asleep, let your mind fall asleep. But this takes time. And this then will enable you to actually get 7 or more hours of sleep. Okay? So don't cheat on that. Don't cheat on that. So it's 7 to 9 hours of sleep daily. You have to get that. And no matter what your fucking excuse may be, probably the most likely reason for you to say, well, it's impossible for me to get that sleep, is because you are on your phone before you go to bed. You are watching Netflix before you go to bed. Stop it. Just don't indulge in that, because this is an extremely bad excuse, because you can control these activities. You can control these activities, and please be honest to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I have to do that every single day. I'm checking on myself every single day, and I still, of course, have days, sometimes weeks, in which it just doesn't work because I'm a fucking idiot and I still sit in front of my phone and scroll on my phone before I want to go to bed. So it's there, we all know about it. Let's face it, it's the truth. We are in control. So if we want to get 7, 8 or 9 hours of sleep, we can. We just have to make sure that we are in control of all the stuff that happens around it. And if we do that, then we can dedicate ourselves to setting a fixed amount of time in which we just do not use our phones, in which we just don't watch TV, don't do anything but sleep. So that's what you should do, right? Get 7 to 9 hours of sleep daily, and trust me, you will feel absolutely amazing once you've done it. Now, the next thing is you should try to get a sleep rhythm, and that means that you should go to bed at around the same time every single day, and you should get up at around the same time every single day, 7 days a week. Your weekend is included too, because your body does not fucking care if it's weekend or not. Your body doesn't care. It's just made up in your mind that it's weekend now and that you can sleep longer. No, you can sleep the exact same amount of time that you can sleep throughout the week. The only problem is that you think you need that time of that more time of sleep, that surplus of sleep on the weekends. But that's only because you did not get enough sleep during the week. And again, this is what we've just been talking about. You are in control of that. You are in control of that. You can set your times and you can set your activities in such a way that you still get at least 7 hours of clean sleep every day throughout the week. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't sleep half an hour more, half an hour longer, 30 minutes longer on a weekend. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that try to establish a fixed rhythm that you just feel comfortable with, and that enables you to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep daily. And now let's talk about the benefits of sleep, because there are plenty. And given the fact that there are so many, I will not go into detail about all of them. I'll just briefly mention all of them because there are so many. First of all, your overall health will increase. You will be at a lower risk of heart diseases, of certain types of cancers, of high blood pressure, basically all of the unhealthy, or basically all of the diseases, all of the illnesses that we can get from having a bad lifestyle. They all can be induced and brought up and brought into existence by not getting enough sleep. So that's one thing. Your weight does not fluctuate as much as it would if your body did not get enough sleep. So that's another thing. Lowered cancer risk, lowered heart attack risk, you name it, your body just gets healthier. Then thirdly, what I think is extremely interesting, your testosterone levels soar up, your testosterone levels get more stable, and your testosterone levels get higher and stronger. And that is because, again, your body gets the time that it needs to recover, that it needs to rest. And that's extremely important for all of us, because testosterone is incredibly important for us. In general, you also get sick less often. And I mean, how amazing is that? That you can basically just make sure that you are, in general, staying healthier simply because you get more sleep. Simply because you get more sleep. The next thing is mental clarity. If you don't sleep enough, and we all know that feeling, we all know how it feels when you, I don't know, go 1 week with like 5 hours of sleep daily. You just feel like shit. You can't focus, you can't concentrate, your mind is constantly wandering, it's never really there. Well, if you sleep enough, you'll have none of that. You'll be present, you'll be focused, you'll be clear-headed, you will be clear-minded, and it will affect your mood in such an amazing way that you will hardly feel negative emotions, because your body and your mind we're able to recover. Your body and your mind need to recover, and that's so important for you. It's incredibly important. So please realize that these effects we can all get these incredibly positive effects simply by making sure that we get enough sleep. And last but not least, your mental health will increase if you continue to pay attention on getting enough sleep. And the last video I've been talking about the gym, so let's include that too. Obviously, your muscles will grow. Muscle grows when your body is at rest. This is when you grow, this is when you get stronger. So the more you pay attention to getting good sleep, the more your overall mental and physical condition will improve. So that's that, guys. Go to bed, take care of your rhythm, of your sleep rhythm. Make sure to put away your phones half an hour before you go to bed, and don't touch your phone for half an hour after you've been waking up. That's it for this video. Catch you and see you in the next one, guys. Keep your head up.